am so excited to announce our final speaker tonight. The woman who sure thinks a lot of herself. By the way, she wrote that. Maggie Doyle! I also didn't read that ahead of time, so I sort of feel like that was a setup.
Yeah, I added that to the script and didn't tell Emily, but I knew she was going to read it. Yeah, I know. I mean, I got technology. So can we give one more round of applause for all our incredible speakers? Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Every time we do this, I say this every time, but I'm in awe of how many people end up showing up. I'm always like, this is going to be the first one to do that flops, but no, you guys are amazing. You could be anywhere tonight, and you chose to be here and in community with us. So thank you very much. So I wrote this speech, and then wrote it again, and then tore it up and wrote it again, and wrote so many iterations of this thing that I completely lost count, and nothing felt right. Nothing felt genuine. And I know people sometimes come expecting something from me, and I decided that if I could not find the right words, I was just going to be honest, and I was going to tell you the truth. And, oh, sorry, I mean, no one ever tells me to be louder. Okay. So the truth is that I can't stand here tonight and fill you with platitudes and tell you it's all going to be okay and leave you feeling happy, because honestly, right now, the world is not a happy place. And right now, we're losing. And that's a really hard sentence to say out loud. But pretending otherwise isn't going to save us. We have to name it before we can change it. And I know I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to leave you fired up and energized and ready to fight, but honestly, lately, I am so damn tired that I can't find the anger anymore. And let me tell you why that exhaustion hits so deep for me, and why I even started doing this in the first place. So I'm a mom, I have 2 young kids, and in the fall of 2024, like everyone else, I watched the election results come in, and I cried. And the next day, Instagram hit me with, "Your body, my choice." And then I looked at my 4-year-old daughter, and I had to do something. So I reached out. I asked to speak, because this is something I know how to do. But when I look at where we are now, at what's happening to this country, I have to face it, that right now, we're losing. Trump is back. Fascism is here. Our rights are being stripped away, and every morning I pack lunch boxes and think, how am I gonna do kindergarten drop-off and pretend like everything's fine when nothing is fine? And while I'm standing there holding a lunchbox, the people who are supposed to protect us, the ones with power, are still acting like business as usual. And here's the thing that nobody wants to say out loud. I don't know if it's all going to be okay. Nobody knows how this ends. Not the organizers with the best strategies, not the historians who say we've survived it before, not the politicians who keep telling us to trust the process. And you know who really doesn't know? That drone. The people whose job it was to prevent this. Our elected officials, Republicans, national Democratic leadership. Because the rot isn't on one side. It's in the halls of power itself. And let me be very clear. The national leadership of the Democratic Party has failed us repeatedly. catastrophically and completely. Their job was to keep us safe and make laws, and they couldn't do it. But you know who they did protect? Their donors, their comfort, their cocktail parties and consultant class and carefully poll-tested messages that don't actually mean anything at all. They've proved again and again that they would rather lose to MAGA than to the progressive wing of their own party. Ask Bernie, ask David Hogg. While we were losing our rights, they were losing elections and then asking us for money. While we were terrified, they were talking about norms and civility and reaching across the aisle to people who want us dead or gone. While we were begging them to fight, they brought a pool noodle to a knife fight. Roe fell on their watch. The courts were lost on their watch. Democracy is crumbling on their watch. And what did they do? They fundraised off our fear and then folded. They told us to vote harder, be patient, to wait for the next election, but we voted. We waited, we were patient, and we're still losing. And listen, I know that that stings, especially for the folks who have been doing this for decades. But you guys, the people on the ground, you are not the problem. You are the reason that we still have a fighting chance. So they don't get to lead us anymore, right? They don't get to tell us to calm down or be strategic or trust the process. They broke it. Or at the very least, they let it break while they were too concerned about seeming radical.
Stealing the money.
And listen, I'm not saying that every Democrat is the problem, right? There are people who have been doing this work, the grunt work, for decades. The phone banks, the canvases, the endless meetings that hold a democracy together, and they should be the most pissed. They know how to organize precincts, they know how to fill the halls, they cut their teeth in civil rights, women's rights, protesting the Vietnam War. They built the framework that we're standing on today. And we need them. We need them. We need their experience and we need their wisdom. But it is also okay that every generation pushes harder than the one before. It is okay that the youth are more radical than the older folks are comfortable with. That is how progress has always worked. Our job is not to replace them, it's to drag them along with us.
Make us feel uncomfortable.
That's fine, you can be uncomfortable. Yes. But we're not trying to burn it all down. We're trying to build something strong enough to last. And while we're being honest, we have got to stop pretending that a handful of organizers can do this alone. I'm really tired. Everybody here is really tired. I'm burnt out in ways that I didn't know I could be. I don't want to be doing anything else. But if I'm burnt out and broke and tired, then I'm willing to bet a whole hell of a lot of you are too. This can't just be the same 10 names showing up on spreadsheets every day. Because if we keep going like this, we are going to collapse one after another, and I don't know about you, but I am done losing good people to burnout. That's why the next phase of this fight isn't about bigger rallies. It's about tighter circles. It's about showing up for each other in ways that keep us all standing. This work is not easy. It's intentional. It's purposeful. Make time. It has never been more important to make time. So where does that leave us? Do we go home? Do we give up? Do we let them win because we're too tired and too sad and too scared? Or do we face the truth and fight anyway? Because here's what I know. We can't wait for saviors, not from the Democratic Party, not from 2026, not from anyone. We have to save ourselves and we have to save each other. And saving ourselves does not take superheroes. It takes ordinary people doing what they're already good at. We do it through community. Real, actual, show up for each other community. Not the online kind, not the performative kind, but the kind where we feed each other, where we watch each other's kids, where we share our skills and build the world we want to live in right here, right now. Every single person here has a superpower. Not political superpowers, but real ones. The ones that keep people alive and resistance possible. Can you cook? Feed people. Can you write? Tell our stories. Can you sing? Can you drive? Do you have attics and cellars? Because quite frankly, we're at that point, folks. Can you just show up and be present? Because that is a superpower too. Because here's what they're counting on. That will burn out. That will get too depressed to fight. That will turn on each other instead of on them. That will forget that we outnumber them, and we always have. And that's why we're still here. We're tired and scared, but unbroken. So when you go home tonight, before your head hits the pillow, I want you to think of 3 things you're going to do. Maybe it's 1 phone call a day to an elected representative every single day until Donald Trump is out of office. Maybe it's donating money. Everywhere needs support and funding. There are so many amazing causes here tonight, and they all need help. Maybe it's joining an Indivisible chapter, a mutual aid network, or a local immigrants' rights group. Everyone needs support right now because we can't hold this up alone anymore. And when the history books ask who stood up when democracy cracked, I want them to add a whole chapter for Muskegon, Michigan. No kings means no kings. Not Trump, not the fascists, not the corporate Democrats who abandoned us. Not the comfortable people who think they can wait this out. No more kings. Just us. Just us, people who are tired and scared and showing up anyway because the alternative is unthinkable. I can't promise you that we're gonna win. I really wish I could. I can't tell you that it's all gonna be okay, but I can tell you this. If we quit, we definitely lose. But if we keep going, if we find our people, if we use our power, if we build community everywhere we are, then maybe, just maybe, we stand a chance. My kids deserve that chance. Your kids deserve that chance. Our community deserves that chance. And we're gonna give it to them, not because we're sure, but because we're here. Because we haven't quit, because even in our exhaustion, we showed up tonight. So if you have even an ounce of fight left in you, good, because that's where we build from. We do it because we are all we've got, and we are enough. We have always been enough. They think we're too tired, they think we're too depressed, they think that we'll quit, they think we're too small, so let's prove them wrong. Not because we're sure we'll win, but because we refuse to go down without a fight. Because we refuse to hand our kids a world built on cruelty and call it freedom. Are you with me? Are you with me? Let's take our broken hearts, our tired bodies, and our small superpowers and build something that they cannot break. Together. No kings! 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 Thank you all so much for coming out tonight, guys. Wonderful to see you. If you're interested in protesting along Shoreline Drive right here, please do. We'd love to see you. I would love to talk to anybody who wants to talk to me. But please come up and find anyone else. There's so many people we need to thank that made tonight happen. our security team, our beautiful MC. But is she not the best? Like, how adorable is this woman?
And you said that you weren't going to get feisty. You said you weren't going to get us riled up.
Sorry.
She tells lies. All right.